Everyone, today I'm going to spill some SEO beans. That's right, I'm going to share a secret with you in today's tutorial about how you can tell if you've been hit by a Google penalty or a Google algorithm update. These beans are how we tell in the industry if your website has been affected by one of these, and all it takes is you to head over to tools.fruition.net and you can sign up completely for free to tell if you've been hit in the past few months. It's a few pounds just to see if you've been hit in the last few years too. Now, at the end of this few minutes, I'll lead you through a tutorial about how I use this tool to tell if any of my clients have been hit by these updates, by a penalty, and actually what they then need to do to fix these errors, to fix the penalty, and about how you then prioritize that work. It doesn't take long to do, just a few minutes, maybe even a few hours, depending on the size of your website, and ultimately it gives you a competitive advantage. So head over to tools.fruition.net and sign up now to follow along with the tutorial. So let's head over now to that tutorial. For a website, if I clicked over here on domains, you'd see all of my client domains. I'm not going to do that for obvious reasons, but you can see here in the top left we've got where would be marked high issues, high priority issues. We've then got medium priority issues, which we'll click to in a second, and then pending. This is where if we'd just added the website, or if they were updating the information for this website, it would say we're scanning the website, there is say 10 pending issues that we're looking at for the latest algorithm, for instance, if they're updating it. And then below it we've got this lovely graph which is called Google penalties, rather incorrectly, because this is in regards to Google algorithm updates. And what it does is anything above 0 is a you've increased traffic and page views to your website, and then below it is you've decreased traffic. And so what I'm going to do first here is just click into this so that you can quickly see this, because it's really a clever piece of kit here, and then we'll go on to the actions and show you that in a little bit more detail. So as you can see, it's talking about all of the updates. This is the stuff on the right hand side, and then on the left hand side you've got all your other data here. So if you click on each of these, it'll tell you a little bit more about these updates, give you a link as to where to get. It tends to be a search engine roundtable, but I would tell you, if you've been hit by this to some extent, to go and get more information yourself, do a quick Google. But just because it tells you here about that doesn't mean it tells you how much you've been affected. So one of the things you can do is hover over it. Hover over each of these red ones, because the red means you've been highly affected, yellow means there's little to no impact, amber means negative impact, red means high impact, and green means positive impact. So here you can see it says there's a probability that you've been hit by this update 100%. The change is -26, and it tells you when this update was. Now this is comparative to a few days before it, what your page view rate was in comparison, and take it with a bit of pinch of salt. So this website was receiving thousands of hits from social media as well, so you also have to take that into account here too. And then you obviously can see above you've got 80% likelihood of being affected by this particular update, and it improved by 28%. So swings and roundabouts with these kinds of updates, and you just have to be a bit aware of where your traffic is coming from. It's not always taking into account just your organic traffic. So then if we return to the data, and we'll go to where you can see the precise bits of data, and match it up with a way that you can export this data. So if we go onto Medium, because that's the only place where it's saying, and this is the orange bit of data, the negative impact. So here we can see when the penalty was, how severe it thinks it is. So this is negative, is warning. And then you can see again when it was, the type of data, and how much you decreased. So again, it's calling it a penalty. It's not a penalty, it's an algorithm update. Then here you can see one that is actually named rather than just an unconfirmed update. Then you get all the information again. The created is down to when you've created the account usually, although often it's more to do with updates. And as you scroll down, you'll see more and more of them. And this is a good sign because obviously there's lots of data in here. Google's saying, yep, okay, these are all your hits. So what I would do here is take this out to a spreadsheet, the name of the penalty, the severity, the percentages, and see if I could find any patterns here as to whether this is a content update, whether this is a technical update, whether this is to do with a specific part of the website. Try and match it with Google Analytics myself, with Search Engine Console, and really try and match specific updates here that it's pulling out and say, actually, we did X, Y, and Z just a couple of months before this. What is the up? What is the down? And actually, can I show why we were penalised, as they're saying here with the word penalty, for this update? Now, the other thing you can do is obviously do that with your positives, and you can see why Google is rewarding you for your hard work. So that's what I would do. Fruition is a really powerful tool. It's probably the most powerful on the market in terms of its history and how well it works. The updates, once you've plugged in your website, can take anywhere from a couple of hours to a couple of days. I've known it with extremely large websites take days, even weeks, for websites that have millions and millions of hits. Don't be dismayed with that. If you find it's got stuck with pending items after a week or so, just reach out to them. You can see here in the bottom corner it's asking, do you have any questions? Just reach out and they will try and push it through for you or reset it. It's not unusual with this system because it's using AI to do stuff and it's being really clever with stuff. It sometimes just needs a refresh. As I mentioned earlier, there are two levels here. There's free, which looks at the last few months of data, and there is a paid version that looks at all your data. I would urge you to go for the paid version. I don't get a kickback from this. Honestly, I'm just explaining how good I found this system because lots of people have asked how I know whether a website has been hit. Fruition is the tool I use day in, day out for that. So you can sign up at tools.fruition.net. If you do that, please let me know because Fruition, as I say, is amazing. If you've got another way, another tool, because I know they are out there, let me know. I'd love to know what tools you're using. That's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this little walkthrough of Fruition and the Google Penalty Checker, as they call it. Let me know if you want to see other tools that I use and what they would be. Have a good day.